Hey guys, welcome back to another week where we talk about all things real estate related. So I want to know any questions you guys have about the market, about investing, about life as a real estate agent, please put it in the comments below. I'll make sure to make a video about it in the future. And if you haven't done it yet, hit that subscribe button. Make sure that you're notified of all the videos in the future. This week, we're going to talk about the recent election here in Canada. What are the promises the Liberals made? And more importantly, what does this mean for home prices in Canada? The election showcased some of the major issues that Canadians are concerned about, and real estate ended up being on the top of that list. Canadians showed that they're concerned about the affordability for homes in our country. I want to take you through the official Liberal platform on housing, but first I want to address some rumors that are circling because that's what I'm getting the most questions about. Some of the rumors going around is that the Liberals plan to increase capital gains tax and also implement a tax on your principal residence. I wouldn't worry too much about this because not only would it negatively impact the retirement of millions of Canadians, but it would also most likely fuel the price increase even further. Now you're probably wondering, why would I say this? And that's because if people are being taxed on what they make on their principal residence, they're going to be motivated to actually keep the home and rent it out, refinance it when purchasing the next home, as opposed to selling it to buy their next home. This will cause supply to decrease even further, making the prices of homes go up even more. This could also potentially open the door for money laundering, where people will be more motivated to take cash from their home to hide profits to avoid the sales tax. But the biggest question we have to ask ourselves is, why have the prices gone up so much? And the simplest answer is supply and demand. We do not have the supply needed for our demand. So with that in mind, the biggest policy to me is their plan to build, preserve, or repair 1.4 million homes in the next 4 years. They plan to do this by putting $4 billion in a housing accelerator fund to support municipalities' housing efforts, increasing the fund to the National Housing Co-Investment Fund to $2.7 billion over 4 years, and introducing a multi-generational home renovation tax credit for families adding secondary units for relatives. In order to make it easier for Canadians to save and buy their first home, the Liberals also plan to give $1 billion in rent-to-own projects, double the homebuyer tax credit claim to $10,000, introduce a first home savings account where Canadians under 40 can save up to $40,000 on the first home purchase, where deposits and withdrawals are tax-free, and increase the value from maximum insured mortgages from $1 million to $1.25 million. You might be able to guess, while you're making it easier to buy a home or increasing the value that you're able to purchase at, you're going to see demand increase, which ultimately will see prices rise. Now, a few of the policies that are actually meant to suppress the home and rental prices include creating an anti-flipping tax for properties sold within 12 months of being purchased, having landlords report rent received before and after renovations, and applying a surtax to excessive rent in order to stop rent evictions. Rent eviction is a term used when landlords will kick out tenants in order to renovate the property and receive a higher rent. They also plan to introduce a 1% tax on property owned by non-resident, non-Canadian, or vacant properties. Now on to the one I get the most questions about being a realtor in this crazy real estate market, and that is the stopping of the blind bidding. They plan to introduce a homebuyer's bill of rights where they plan to ban blind bidding, create a legal right to a home inspection, and ban foreign buyers for the next 2 years. So I want to take a minute to talk about this topic alone because I know a lot of buyers are fed up with the blind bidding and they see this as a positive change, but I have a lot of issues with it. So the first and major issue with this is that millions of homeowners in Canada have their whole retirement saved into their home, and the government wants to make it not only illegal, but to criminalize the way that they choose to sell their home. So when talking about blind bidding, most people are thinking about the purchase price of the home. They're forgetting about that there's a lot of other things that are confidential in an offer. We have to talk about price, about deposit amount, about closing date, about any conditions that the client wants to put into their offer. But also remember that the average price of a home in Canada is around $716,000, while the average price of a home in Australia is $955,000. So thinking that banning blind bidding is going to cause the prices to stop going up might be the wrong way of looking at it. Pinning a homeowner against a home buyer is not going to solve anything, and trying to dictate how a homeowner can sell their home isn't the answer either. So for those of you watching who are wondering, how do these policies actually affect the Canadian home prices? I would say that when we're in an election, a lot of promises sound great and are made. We have to really focus on what is actually causing the home prices to go up in Canada. And that is that we do not have enough homes. until we can figure out an answer that actually solves this problem, we're going to see things continue on the same. But like always, if you have any more questions, please put it in the comments below. I'll make sure I make a video about it in the future. Thanks for watching.